Block Ram 313 back at it again. You know why? It's because this is Therapeutic Man, back again with another video in another therapy session. Today I'd like to talk about a topic in which I hear from time to time a couple of guys ponder about. I hear guys speaking about this just from time to time, but not much has been stated or said, not many videos on the subject matter, on the question. And that question is the succubi devoid of a soul? Does the succubi actually have a soul? Does this female demon even have anything that resembles such? So for this talk, I'm going to share some thoughts and observations about it. But before we begin, for clarity's sake, it is important that we define some terms. The term or the word soul, according to the Oxford Living Dictionary, it is defined as, number one, spiritual, immaterial part of a human being or animal regarded as immortal. Number two, a person's moral or emotional nature or sense of identity. Number three, emotional or intellectual energy or intensity, especially revealed artistically. And number four, the essence or embodiment of a specified quality. Now for this talk, I like to speak of the soul or the absence thereof using the second definition of the term according to the Oxford Living Dictionary, which is a person's moral or emotional nature or sense of identity. To answer the question, does the creature actually have a soul? Now, in the definition, a person's moral or emotional nature, I want to focus in on that term, moral. So we have to define that term. Be patient. Dictionary.com defines the term moral as, number one, of relating to or concerned with the principles or rules of right conduct, or the distinction between right and wrong. Number two, expressing or conveying truths as to right conduct. Number three, founded on the fundamental principles of right conduct. And last, according to dictionary.com, moral being in sexual matters, in other words, chaste. Now, we see a couple of words in the definition that pop up a few times. We see the term principle involved in morality. In other words as well. But thinking about the word principle, it's a foreign concept to the creature. Other words that also are somewhat synonymous with the idea of morality, the idea of principle, are the terms honor and integrity. All are linked to the concept of morality. When thinking about this creature, these concepts are very foreign. You rarely ever hear such a creature speak about integrity, honor, and principles in relation to itself. It may want you to exemplify that for some derived benefit, but never of itself. Now, the creature can be motivated by shame, but almost nothing is for the motivation of morality, for honor's sake, for principle's sake. These are mainly male traits and are hardly ever used in regards to the creature. And honor, when we think about the term, according to the Oxford Living Dictionary, it is, number one, defined as high respect, great esteem. Number two, adherence to what is right, or a conventional standard of conduct. When thinking about the word integrity, the Oxford Living Dictionary also describes it as, or defines it as, the quality of being honest and of strong moral principles. You see how these words are so interrelated and closely linked. And the term principle, according to the Oxford Living Dictionary, is being number one or first in order of importance. But for her, integrity, honor, principle, again, is a foreign concept. Any of the such must have an immediate and tangible benefit to the creature, even if that benefit is just a compliment, which means attention. But there must be an immediate benefit. For example, if she says, "I've changed for you, so you need to change for me." You ever heard that? She changed, so you must change. Again, there must be an immediate and tangible benefit. What about change for the sake of change? What about personal growth and development? Again, it must be immediate and tangible benefit. Anything resembling change, anything resembling honor, integrity, and principle, if we can ascribe such to the creature. Now, as a man, you do things for principle's sake, for your conscience sake. You're not going to go out with your best friend's buddy because of principle, right? But if she avoids going out with her best friend's buddy, it's not necessarily because of morals and principles. It's because of the shame that may involve in it if the activity is found out. Now, ask a succubus what her specific principles are. I almost guarantee you that she would not be able to tell you or list anything of that nature. No morals or integrity. And if by chance she's able to speak of such, I guarantee that all of the things that she lists will be in service to her, or someone being in service to her, which is very telling, because a creature only sees value in being served, which speaks of its extreme narcissism. But now, when speaking specifically of a soul, we typically speak of a moral consciousness. Defined by dictionary.com, soul is the inner sense of what is right or wrong in one's conduct or motives. So again, more directly, the conversation of having or lacking a soul centers around this definition. So let's look inside the mind of the succubus. Look at the actions to determine, does she have a soul or the absence of such? A term that always sticks out in my mind when we think about the succubi, which is also can be said of the rotten Chiquita banana, which can also be said of the rabied snow bunny. Wrap them up all in one. There's a term that I think more directly and expressly describes them. If I could pick one term in the English language, one term to give a definition of what it really means to be a succubi in practical terms, what it really means to be a snow bunny, rabid snow bunny, what it really means to be a rotten Chiquita banana. If I can use one term for practical usage, that term would be solipsism, or the act of being solipsistic. In case you want to look it up, the word is spelled S-O-L-I-P-S-I-S-T-I-C, solipsistic. And the Oxford Living Dictionary defines it as the view or theory that the self is all that can be known to exist. The quality of being self-centered or selfish. Now, I want to give you an example of that. The view or theory that the self can be all that can be known to exist. Let me give you a quick definition of that. Or not definition, an example of that from a succubus, or any of those three that I mentioned. You noticed when there's any argumentation by the creature, everything is always subjective. Who hurt you? Always subjective. Nothing can ever be observed. Nothing can ever be explained. Nothing can ever be commented on unless it comes from the subjective. Subjective meaning of the self. Every time the creature speaks or relates, it has to be to the self. The creature cannot think outside itself because all that exists in the mind of the creature is itself. Everything is relative to it. Anything that does not intimately or deeply involve itself, there is absolutely no interest whatsoever. Solipsism, the quality of being self-centered or selfish. The creature believes that the world revolves around it. Nothing matters besides its feelings and self-interest. Nothing in life is more important now than its emotions. And then after its emotions, its comforts and convenience. Now, other examples of such solipsism can be seen in its inherent nature observed in everyday life, particularly with her obsession with social media, wanting to be seen and wanted by all. This consumes her mind. She can't live without constantly updating her status, posting pics with her duck lips. And if you encounter such a creature, when she is nice, and pretty much the only time she's nice is when she needs something. And many times when she calls relatives and friends, it's when the creature needs something. Rare will you hear her call someone just to say, I'm talking or I'm thinking of you, unless it's out of boredom. This creature cares nothing about the world around it. Just the self, solipsism. I saw a picture once of a man sitting near a canyon, and he was taking photos of this canyon, and he was sitting next to, in whom I would suppose is his girlfriend, and the girlfriend was taking pictures of herself, and that picture said a lot. As the man, he looks out into the world to discover it, to explore it, to observe it, to appreciate it. But for her, her world is herself. She looks only inwardly, not out at the world. She looks into herself, not in herself for introspection or self-discovery, no, but for vanity's sake. Solipsism, its looks, its makeup, its hair, pretense, emotions, feelings. Because her, the world is herself. Nothing else really and truly matters. Can such a creature have a soul? Is this moral? And out of this solipsistic, narcissistic mind frame, mindset, out of this thinking comes all manner of evil. All manner of evil. And it's exhibit A in this discussion of the lack of a soul, also stated as a lack of a moral consciousness when defining soul. This evil characteristic can be seen in a number of ways, but I'm going to give you a few just to show examples or exemplify the point. When thinking about a person's character, we can say with a degree of certainty that you are your choices. In fact, your choices really show who you are. Your taste, your ideas, but your choices is that tangible part that we can see based off the choices that you make, what type of person you are. And if your choices are morally questionable, can that be an example of the absence of a soul? Now, when observing the succubi on this, notice that she always chooses the wrong man. There are other men available, sure, but she will choose the wrong man pretty much 100% of the time. And to add to that, she will play the victim in such. If a bad decision is to be made, she would definitely make that bad decision. She would choose a father. Oftentimes, they will not be available to be in the life of her child. And according to the CDC website, she does this 70% of the time. She will pass up a large percentage of men who would make excellent fathers, giving her children the best chance of success in the future. But instead, he gotta have swag. And since she has all the power of choice, with her vag, she destroys communities by allowing Pookie G to procreate and produce Pookie G Jr. Now, our current community is the result of good men not being able to reproduce and raise children. She has 5 kids, 4 baby daddies, none of whom are around. But it's not her fault, right? It's not her fault for choosing deadbeats, right? She doesn't have to be responsible for those choices, mainly because the state will take on that responsibility. But understand, when she chooses thuggo, which is the worst choice that she can make, afterwards, if you value yourself as a man, you will not allow her to choose you. Be better than that. Number 2 point. When thinking of the absence of her soul, understand, and we can see and we can observe that everything about her is a deception. Her hair, nails, lipstick, makeup, eyelashes, implants, weave, you name it. All fake and all used to deceive men into thinking that she is more youthful and more beautiful than she really is. A natural liar and deceiver. And why would you expect truth from such a creature? And yes, almost all of them have a side dude that they call a friend, who is really much more. Lies and deceit. Look into her lying eyes. She speaks, she lies. The creature lies to itself. Do I look big in this? Doesn't matter what you say. She says no to herself. But she knows she does look bad in that outfit. But she's going to convince herself otherwise. Don't believe me? How else can you explain when you go to Walmart or in many other public places, when you see her walking down the street or walking in the store with stuff just hanging everywhere? And it looks ridiculous to you and everybody else, but not to her. Because what it sees in the mirror and what everybody else sees is 2 different things. She can look in the mirror and lie to herself. Such a thing is amazing. She also says to herself, is it really cheating if she does it in another country? When she goes to Jamaica, is it cheating when she goes to another country? You know what she tells herself? Nah, it's not really cheating. It's not in the United States. So after the act, she didn't really have that one-nighter. Nah, that partner didn't count. Maybe she had too much to drink. Therefore, it doesn't count. Plus, it wasn't in her home country anyway. Again, if the creature lies to itself and goes forth to believe its own lies and live out such lies, how can you expect it to be honest with you? Doesn't it lack principles, ethics, morality, right and wrong? Almost inherently, she has no soul. She feels no guilt for such actions either. Only shame because of social pressure. Immoral acts, no shame. Forget societal norms and expectations. If she can do it in the dark, she definitely will. And the only shame she'll feel is rejection from society. Her life is lived in the eyes of others. And those others do not include you. Number 3, to show that she lacks a soul. The succubus, this creature lacks a soul. Number 3 can be seen because of her great disdain for good and moral men. She loves evil. She loves evil in men. She dislikes the good. It was a guy, I believe, in Baltimore. Many of you guys know the story, but just real quick. Guy in prison in Baltimore. I think he was in an organization called the Black Guerrillas. He was a dealer and a hustler, a thug who had some money. Now this guy, while incarcerated, was able to have 14 girlfriends that were correctional officers. And he got 7 of them pregnant. And guess what? They all knew about each other, huh? Again, 14 girlfriends, 7 pregnant, all of them are correctional officers, and all of them knew about each other. Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Was this wrong for them? Of course. But notice one thing here. They dealt with knowing all about each other. But she'll tell a good man, no, polygyny is wrong. No, I'm not going to share. But for an evil man, she'll do all the things that she claims she wouldn't do. Morality goes out the door. Principles goes out the door. Amazing, isn't it? And you can bet whatever goes against nature, whatever is sinful, whatever is harmful, whatever causes drama and chaos, whatever causes harm in others, she loves it. He's a thug. He's locked up. The vag becomes moisturized for such. Amazing, isn't it? And speaking of that death trap of a vag that she has, number 4, the succubus leads in STDs. It leads in the termination of its offspring. That thing is a world of pure filth. And it is used to ensnare the unwise. It's the most dangerous place to be in on earth. That stinky, smelly vag. I'm not going to belabor that point. Number 5. The creature takes no responsibility or accountability for its actions and no guilt. Now, have you ever seen the creature seek to change its character, its behavior, just for the sake of such? Have you ever seen the creature seek to treat others better? Have you ever seen true self-improvement, or at least seeking that, by the creature? Yeah, they'll seek after wealth and money and read self-help books that'll bring them riches, supposedly, but never to actually correct their own character and behavior in a moral sense, in a principled sense. Does this creature ever apologize for anything? Does this creature ever say, oh, that was my fault? Does the creature ever say, yeah, I picked the wrong guy? Hardly ever, right? Does the creature ever admit to being wrong? No, it doesn't. And that's because this creature thinks that it is perfect. What an amazing thing. We're talking about the absence of her soul. Number 6, the creature is parasitical in nature. Use, and use, then discard. Her morality, or the absence thereof, has a price. Principles are negotiable, if it even has any. Actually, have you ever even heard, literally, think about this, have you ever heard a succubi even say that it has principles? It may speak of dating standards, yeah, but principles? Standalone principles? Nah. Now, what she claims that she wouldn't do can change literally for the right price. Especially when it comes to bone jumping, if you know what I mean. Again, her morality changes. Her morality changes with location. She'll do one thing in Vegas that she won't do in Cleveland, where she lives. Unless it's with the right guy that she finds very attractive. But the creature by nature is unintegral. A parasite. Unintegral. Duplicitous. A confused mind. Cognitive dissonance. We are to learn to never trust such a creature. Number 7. The creature can never love anything but itself. Completely self-serving. Not even its kids most of the time. And we know how it has been said that the succubi is the worst steward of children. We've all seen many examples of this. Too many to count. Too many to give any detail. And I'm sure all of you understand exactly what I mean. And not only Does she not have the love for her offspring and others? The creature will intentionally sabotage the relationship between its offspring and the father of it, using the kid to get back at the daddy, if the daddy is even around, if she hasn't left the state, if he isn't locked up. Remember, she makes all the wrong choices, right? And a child having access to their fathers is crucial in the mental, emotional development of the child. But you think she cares about that? But you're going to say she loves her kids. I've even heard guys say she loves herself and her kids. No. How can you say that she loves her children when she denies her children a good father? I want you to think about that the next time you holler she only loves herself and her children. Think about that very carefully and ponder it. Does she really love those babies? And last, the creature is an animal. The creature is more likely to cheat during ovulation, like a dog. A dog in heat that cannot control itself. No self-control, acting only off biological and emotional impulses only. No matter how happy and faithful she claims to be, her animal and hypergamous instincts will kick in. They'll kick in maybe in the presence of a rich celebrity. And she's 100% likely to be intimate with such a celebrity. Think about this. Would you tell your puppy, your doggy, not to eat the steak that you leave in the room all day? Think about that. You put a nice, juicy, raw steak in a room with your Rottweiler or your Pit Bull or your German Shepherd. And you say, hey, puppy, doggy, do not eat that. And you close the door. Only thing in the room is the puppy and the big steak. The doggy and the big steak. What do you think will happen? And the dog can be a good dog. It can listen and obey, but put that steak there. That's the same way she acts when a rich man is in a room. The creature is a doggy that has to get to the steak, no matter what you say or who you are or who you think you are. When money is in the room, the creature will act differently. Its morality, its principles, its love will change. Its faithfulness, so to speak, will change in the presence of riches and celebrity. You better believe it. Now, in closing, does the creature have a soul? You be the judge. But I think I've given you enough examples to realize that we do not trust or love such a creature. We understand that this creature brings chaos and confusion. It seems very evident that her soul, her moral compass, her moral consciousness is absent, non-existent. The creature has a coldness like a vampire, heartless. And in many cases, it only pretends to care about things outside itself. Now, how rare is it? Think about this. How rare is it to hear the succubi, the rotten Chiquita banana, the rabied snow bunny? How rare is it to hear them speak positively about their husbands and boyfriends? Have you ever heard that? I'm not talking about in your presence. I'm talking about when they're with their girls or they're speaking on some public platform that maybe their husbands aren't privy to, or even when they are privy to that. I've rarely ever heard one of these creatures speak positive or a positive word about their husbands or boyfriends or their mates. Hardly ever. Partially because they're never satisfied, and the creature thinks it's perfect, and the creature thinks that you are built and born to serve it and never can be satisfied. And I've never heard too many of these creatures speak positively about males, period. Have you? Very rare. They even speak ill of the simps who worship them. I had a woman say to me once that men do absolutely nothing for her. Absolutely nothing. That's what she said. Men don't help her out. Not that they should. And I had to remind her because we had conversations. I had to remind her about the simp that she said helped her to take care of her children by another man. I had to remind her about the man who does free maintenance and yard work on her home. I had to remind her about all the men she said that has given her money in her time of need. I'm neither of these men, by the way. And she forgot about all of these things that these men have done to serve her. And she forgot because she is so solipsistic, so selfish, so entitled, and most unthankful. And most females in the Western world, at least, or most females globally, I can say, have this type of support system. But they're not even aware of how these guys make their lives easier. And not only not aware, but ungrateful for it. Such a selfish and ungrateful creature. Does this creature have a soul? I think not. What do you think? If you're ever talking to such a creature, the creature begins the conversation 9 times out of 10 with negativity. The creature is faithless, doubtful, and always disagreeable. Very negative to converse with. Very difficult to work with on a job. Very difficult to buy things from. The worst customer service in the world. The succubi especially is probably the worst person to be in a relationship with. Of all creatures. This creature is beyond evil. And if it has anything that resembles a soul, that soul has to resemble that of Beelzebub himself. And the sad thing about this creature is that men live their lives to please such a creature. They utilize every fiber of their being to impress, to love, to worship, to serve such a soulless being. Such an evil being. She's a demon. A demon. We're talking about a creature who couldn't even be satisfied living in paradise, communing with the Most High. In perfection. That wasn't satisfactory enough. So if God can't satisfy her, then how can you ever? If paradise, if the whole world isn't enough for it, how could you ever be? The creature is greedy. The creature is insatiable. The creature is demonic. The creature has no soul. Dealing with one is your own personal horror movie. In fact, a horror reality show, live, often not being recorded. You get your very own personal horror reality show. That's what you get when you deal with the succubi. A heartless, a soulless, devilish creature, lacking a moral conscience, lacking principles, honor, and integrity, full of lies and deceit, wants to use and wants to serve, not even having love for its own offspring. Be careful of such a creature. Be able to detect, evaluate such a creature based on observation, based on the information that you've heard here and in many other videos. To be alive is to be aware. And until next time, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so that you will not miss a Black Ram 313 video. If you'd like, support me on Patreon. And also subscribe to my second channel, Black Ram for Vengeance, linked in the description box. And if you'd like to donate, PayPal account link is also in the description box. Until next time, brethren, stay well and stay red pill. Black Ram 313, and I'm out.